want to give you guys a minute to jump on and join me. Trying to make sure I'm sort of centered in the screen. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hello, family, and Happy New Year. If you are watching me live or you are on the replay, welcome to the 2018 Small Business Power Hour. I'm here because I really want to share some interesting trends. There may be one or two that may not be a surprise to you, but there's a reason it's on the list, and I'll go through that as we go through those hottest trends. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey, known as your Income Acceleration Mentor. I'm a master business and sales coach at businessbeyondlimits.com. Feel free to visit my website, check it out, let me know if I can support you in some way. This is the year for you to get in gear to change the stratosphere of the trajectory, if I can say the word, of your business. And I'm delighted to be the one to share with you ways that you can do it. There are more than I'm sharing. There were just so many. I said I didn't want to be on here too long, but I wanted to give you a glimpse into some of the hottest trends for 2018. Happy New Year. When you jump on, be sure that you say hello. Let me know you're here and where you are joining me from. And I also want you to share this video. Share this video. Hello, Monique A.J. Smith. Happy 2018 to you as well. I hope everyone has enjoyed a wonderful holiday season. If you're an entrepreneur like me, you know that business doesn't stop during the holidays. It slows down in some cases. For me, I do a lot of strategy work for my own business. I continue to fulfill the support and coaching I give my clients, but the holidays don't spell stop for me. So I've continued to be very active over the past couple of weeks in my business. And I hope you have been too. If you're just joining me, be sure to say hello. Monique, you're from Hampton, Virginia. Yes, welcome, welcome. Be sure to say hello and let me know you're here and where you are joining me from. Remember, if you are watching the replay, even if you're watching live, I want you to hit the share button so that others can benefit from this as well. I made this video public so that you can share it without it being an unattached and unavailable post that you share. Hello, Tish Times. Welcome, welcome. This is the first time I've seen you on one of my broadcasts, lady. Welcome. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Tish and I have been connected across social media for quite some time, so I'm delighted to see you here. Who else is here? Go ahead and post hello and tell me where you are joining me from, and be sure to hit that share button. Be sure to hit that share button. Okay, let me jump in. I want to tell you a little bit about myself again, if you missed it. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey, known as your Income Acceleration Mentor, and I'm a master business and sales coach at businessbeyondlimits.com. Be sure to check me out there and reach out to me if I can support you in some way. So let's get into these trends for the year. And I tried to sort of prioritize them. Welcome. I'm so jealous. 70 degrees in Phoenix. Wow. Well, I'm going to let you stay here and play with us anyway, even though I got to tell you, 70 degrees sounds like where I would love to be right about now. So let's sort of go through these hottest trends. And again, I rank them, and there are a lot more than what I'm giving you, but I wanted to share these because they're so important to what you do and how you do business in 2018. The first one is, I'm actually going to do a countdown. Number 5, the number 5 hottest trend is automation and systems. Automation and systems. When you are automating and you have systems in place, then it makes your whole business streamlined and run more efficiently. And the need to automate your marketing specifically will grow more significant in this year because people just don't want to wait on you to get them stuff. They want to see what you've got. And the other side of that is you don't have time to do all of the things that are involved in your marketing strategy to ensure you're a success in reaching your most ideal clients. Remember, marketing gets you known and sales gets you paid. So everything you're doing to create visibility in your business needs to be streamlined, systematized, and automated. Now, some of the tools that you'll be able to use, if you're not already using them, you need a CRM or a customer relationship management tool. That's more than an email marketing tool. In a CRM, you're able to go in and make notes about what's happening with your clients. It helps you track where you are and sends you reminders and notices and all that kind of stuff. Right. Number 5 is automation and systems. Thanks so much, Monique, for posting that. The other thing that you need to know about automation and systems is you've got to be far more sophisticated in how you market. Because the people who are your most ideal clients are pretty savvy these days. Social media, the internet, online marketing has ensured that that's very true. And with automation and systems, it allows you to be more sophisticated in how you market to your most ideal clients as well. It also helps you to reach them, the right ones. And when I say most ideal clients, I'm not talking about the masses. I'm talking about the people that you are really, really intended to work with. So automation and systems will become even hotter this year than ever before. So you've got to be sophisticated. You've got to plug into automation. You've got to have some systems in place so that everything you do in the way of marketing is easy and effortlessness. Okay. So number 4, that was number 5, automation and systems. So number 4, let me click to my page. Number 4 is you've got to eliminate the cookie cutter one size fits all strategies to support your clients. Cookie cutter, one size fits all does not suit your clients. The reason I say that is because people really want to understand not just why you're asking them to do something or what you're asking them to do. They want to understand why you're asking them to do it. So when you are in the space of cookie cutter, yeah, you may know why you're doing it. You may be able to explain that to them after the what, but they've got to understand why it's meaningful for them. And let me say it a different way. You've got to be able to give your potential clients the context for working with you, and why what you're telling them will work. And let me explain it this way. I had a client a couple of years ago, and he sought me out for sales training and sales coaching. And we walked through his masterclass, and he did a live masterclass. And when we walked through that live masterclass, one of the things that I had taught him to do or coached him to do was to shift into asking for the sale, the invitation part of the sales conversation. And my way of doing that is to say, do you take, I take Visa and MasterCard, which one would you like to use? That's my way of saying it. And he said, oh, I really don't feel comfortable with that. So what he shifted it to, once I gave him the context, I told him this is an invitation. This is where you actually ask for the business. This is where you've got to authentically represent that you want to work with them. I gave him that context. And based on giving him that context, he said, oh, you know what? I can say, let me put you in the system. You ready for me to put you in the system? Let's put you in the system. Now, the cool thing about that is the sales conversation is not cookie cutter. The sales conversation, as I coach and train people on, is not a one size fits all way of doing it. Because I was able to give him some context around it, he was able to come up with what was true and authentic to who he is and how he wanted to show up in the marketplace and in that particular masterclass with his most ideal clients. So you've got to eliminate the cookie cutter one size fits all strategies. And there are 4 things I'm going to tell you. I'm looking at my notes. There are 4 things I'm going to tell you that will help you to do that. Think of it this way. Think of it as one, collaboration. Collaboration must be part of how you engage your clients in working with them. Collaboration. The best coaching relationships I've had with my clients have been when I heard them, I saw them, I helped them. Thank you, Monique. I helped them in a way that they knew we were working in step. Collaboration has to be part of that. The second thing you want to have is caring and compassion. Caring and compassion has to be part of what you do to serve your most ideal clients. Whether you're a coach, a trainer, a speaker, a consultant, an emerging thought leader, a CEO, an entrepreneurial leader, and I work with all of those folks. But what you've got to be able to do is care. You've got to have compassion. People want to know that you're not just looking at them like I don't know, I'm probably aging myself, but you're not looking at them like they're the dollar who walked into the room. You know, you see the dollar bill walking towards you. People want to know that you have a vested interest, care, and concern about their needs, about what's in it for them, about where they are. I'm going to talk about what's in it for them a little bit more in just a minute. So the first way of eliminating cookie cutter, one size fits all strategies to support your clients is collaboration. The second is compassion and caring. The third is trust. When you are collaborating and when you care, you're building trust. And the thing I want to say is not in my notes, but the thing that I want to say is everything we're talking about related to this hot trend of eliminating cookie cutter solutions is really about relationship building. I've always believed that when you build relationships with your clients, they're not your clients just once. They're your clients for life because they know they can come to you. They're going to get the right kind of support from you. You're going to show them the level of compassion and caring, and they trust you. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to give you is authenticity. When I talk about collaboration and compassion and caring, and I talk about building trust, it's got to be real for you. Because if it's not real for you, it's not going to be real for your most ideal clients or the clients you're serving. It's got to be authentic. You've got to be yourself. I have what I call Wendy Y-isms. And my Wendy Y-isms, a couple of them are things like woohoo. You know, I use that a lot. I didn't know it until probably about 7 years ago. I had an assistant who reminded me that one of my catchphrases was, how cool is that? That's a Wendy Y-ism. That's what makes me authentically who I am. And I spell cool, by the way, Kewl. If you're on my mailing list, you know that I use this a lot in the emails that I send out. But here's the thing I want you to understand. Whatever it is that makes you authentically you is how you show up in your service to your clients and how you deliver these authentic strategies that are based on context. And not just what, but the why, so that they can create their own way of being around it. So just to recap, number 5, and we're doing a countdown. Number 5, you've got to have automation and systems. That's a hot trend for 2018. You may believe it's not new, but I got to tell you, it's going to distinguish you in the marketplace in a big way. Number 4 is eliminate the cookie cutter, one size fits all approach to strategies that you create to serve your clients. Part of the ways you do that is via collaboration, via compassion and caring, trust, building trust, and being authentic in who you are as part of that. So now we're down to number 3. Number three is related to sales. Hello, if you just joined me, go ahead and let me know that you're here and where you are joining me from. So number 3 is related to sales. No more pitching. No more pitching. Type that in the comments so I know you get it. No more pitching. No more pitching to sell your products, your programs, your events, your whatever it is you're selling. No more pitching. And here's the reason. People don't want to be pitched to. People don't want to be pitched to. People want to know Well, hello there and Happy New Year, Miss Tawana. Glad to see you here. People don't want you pitching to them. People want to know that when they work with you, and I'm just going to say this. I've said this for years, and I love that this is a hot trend because it means other people are picking up on that as well. Hello, Betsy Pickering. Glad to see you here as well. Happy New Year. Yeah, people want to know that you can create an experience, an outcome that is ideal for them. So instead of pitching, you've got to paint the picture of the outcome, the experience that you are creating for them when you serve them as your clients. No more pitching in your selling, no more pitching in your sales conversations, no more pitching in your webinars or master classes, no more pitching in your keynote presentations from the stage. Remember, it is totally about the experience you're creating and the outcome that you're designing for your most ideal clients that you want to work with. When I talk about no more pitching and creating that experience, what comes into play for me is my neurolinguistic programming training. And you've got to look at it from the standpoint of how you want people to feel after they've worked with you. You've got to be able to articulate what you want people to know, what you want people to do, what you want people to hear, what you want people to see. And it's a sensory experience that you're creating. That's the kind of outcome you're designing for your most ideal clients. In that sales conversation, no more pitching. And let me say this, the sales conversation is happening more than you might realize. Most people think of the sales conversation as that moment when the transaction happens, when you've got to ask for the credit card, or you're going to lead them to a sales page where they can sign up, or you're going to give them a link to the shopping cart. That is not the sales conversation. The sales conversation begins as soon as there's a connection and that potential client recognizes that you're someone who can help solve their problem. That's when the sales conversation began. So in that sales conversation, when knowing it begins there, it's not about pitching. You cannot pitch. You've got to share the experiences. You've got to design the outcome. You've got to give them a glimpse into what it's going to be like for them to work with you. You've got to paint the picture of their desired outcome. Okay. And I'm not saying pounce on them and say, oh, let me paint this experience. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Monique. Yeah, I'm not saying you pounce on them. I'm saying you always need to be mindful of what that desired outcome looks like, feels like, sounds like, smells like, tastes like. You've got to be able to articulate that. So I would suggest, and this is an assignment I'm going to give you, and it wasn't my intent to give assignments, but I want to make sure I get you into the mode of this. As you're thinking about desired outcomes, look at your products, look at your services, look at your programs, look at what you offer, and take a few minutes and sit down and list what the desired outcomes, the experience is you want for each one of those, so that then you can get into the language of it and you can tweak it before you're actually faced with a potential client who is ready to work with you. You will know exactly what to say, how to say it. You'll know, how to paint that picture for them. So that's important. So we're on number 3. So let's go down. Number 5 is the need to automate and systematize will be greater in 2018. The need to automate and systematize will be greater in 2018. That's specifically with your marketing. So you've got to have CRM tools. You've got to have more sophisticated systems so that your ideal clients will see working with you is easy and effortless. Number 4, people want to understand not just what you want them to do, but they've got to understand why you want them to do it. So there's got to be a purpose, a context that you give them for what they're doing in the way of these strategies. The next one is, that's the elimination of the cookie cutter, one size fits all strategies. And then the last one I went through, which was number 3, is no more pitching. Create a desired outcome, identify the experience, articulate what you want to create for the client that sees you as their go-to person when they want to work with someone. Remember, if you're just joining me, this is the 2018 Hottest Trends Small Business Power Hour. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. Go ahead and let me know you're here and share where you are joining me from. I've got 2 more trends I'm going to share with you. And then I'm actually going to open it up for questions so that if you have questions, I can answer a few questions if there's time before we pop off. So the second trend, the second hottest trend is you've got to market to your most ideal clients, and they've got to understand your purpose in serving them as much as you understand their purpose in seeking you out. Did you guys get that? When you are looking at marketing, your most ideal clients want to know that you've got a purpose that you're serving by working with them, and you understand their purpose in serving them. So it's a two-way street. It's a purpose-focused marketing connection that you've got to create when you are serving your most ideal clients in the marketplace. That means they want to know why you do what you do. Hello, Corrine. Welcome. Bainbridge, Georgia. That's not too far. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Excuse me. Yeah, people want to know that you're not just out here doing something because you can make $1. You're not out here doing something just because you made $1. People want to understand with great clarity that you understand what their purpose is. You can connect their purpose. And they also want to know that you have a heartfelt purpose for doing what you do. Okay. You've probably heard it for years that people talk about their why for being in business, and you've got to know what your why is for being in business. That's true. And in 2018, what you're going to see is it will be more and more challenging for you to reach your most ideal clients if you can't articulate your why. If you can't articulate that you understand their why. If you cannot connect them to their why if they don't already know it. So that's 3 key areas you've got to focus on. People want to understand the big purpose. So your marketing, your services, your sales, everything you do has to be around purpose. I heard a colleague say it this way. It's about having a soul-aligned business. It's about being heart-centered. I've heard that for a couple of years. But in 2018, I'm telling you, because social media has changed so much, and you know if you're here on Facebook or watching the replay on LinkedIn or on YouTube or on Twitter, you know that reaching your most ideal clients just by being present on social media is no longer enough. You've got to distinguish yourself in the marketplace in a way that says, I have a purpose. I'm going to share my purpose. I'm transparent. I'm disclosing that purpose. And I totally get what you want. Remember, designing those outcomes, creating that experience. And because I'm here, I know we need to work together. So it's got to be that level of communication. Social media, you've got to run an ad if you want to get above the fray, is what I keep hearing people say. All last year, as I was planning for my first 2.5-day event, I was contacted by a lot of lead generation experts, and everybody I talked to told me that I needed to spend like $1,500 a month on Facebook ads. Can I just tell you, that's not why I got in business. I didn't get in business to spend, $1,500 a month making Facebook ads. I got in business, and I'm not saying I don't run Facebook ads or any other ads, but let me just say this. I started my business almost 16 years ago because I really have a passion for helping people succeed. I really have a passion for that. And I see so many people stumble through the marketplace to reach more people, to connect and build relationships. And because of this whole you gotta buy ads mentality, they get lost and they go away and go get a job. And I've done temp work, I've done contract work, I've done some other things. I believe in multiple streams of income. But what I've learned about myself that I really try to encourage my clients to understand is running those ads will help you reach the masses, but what kind of return do you get on running those ads? And if I'm spending $1,500 a day, $1,500 a month on an ad that's going to expose me to higher numbers and to the masses, where's my quality of life to have options to serve my family, to support my family, to do some fun stuff that I enjoy doing? I don't believe in that. I believe in purpose. I believe in purpose for me, purpose for my clients. They understand my why. I understand theirs. I can support them in building their business around purpose. And relationships, again, is at the heart of that. So I'm almost down to the wire. Number 5, automation and systems, more in 2018. Number 4, elimination of the cookie cutter, one size fits all approach to service. And to do that, you've got to work in collaboration. It's got to be about caring and compassion. You've got to build trust, and you've got to be authentic in what you do to get away from the cookie cutter, one size fits all approach. Number 3, no more pitching. No more pitching to sell. It's all about designing experiences and connecting your clients with their desired outcomes. You got to show them what you want them to see, hear, feel, know, and do after the experience of working with you. They don't want to be pitched. And let me say this, I didn't say it when I was sharing it, but let me say this. Benefits and features are secondary to desired outcomes and experiences. You can talk about benefits all day long. You can talk about features all day long. Those are easy because everybody's got them. But the experience you create and the outcomes you design for the client are always uniquely yours. Okay. Number 2, marketing toward purpose, purpose-driven marketing, your purpose, the purpose of your client, tapping into that in a way that speaks volumes to who they are and how they want to be in their lives, not just in their businesses, but, it taps them into their big why in a way that's deeper because you connect them to it, and everything you create together keeps them in the space of their purpose. Okay. And then the last one, and this is no big surprise. I know it's not going to be a big surprise, but I want to really hit home with it for a very particular reason. It's the what's in it for me. Your most ideal clients, people who want to work with you potentially in the marketplace from everywhere you're being seen, heard, known, to connect with your most ideal clients are asking the question, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? They want to know, this is an obvious one. They want to know, is it good for me? Is this good for me? Is working with this coach, consultant good for me? Then they want to know, is it good for the world to do it? And let me just say something about that. I recently watched a video. I'm a big fan of reading and surfing videos and, reading books and all that kind of stuff. I do it online as well. And one of the videos I came across was a video from Oprah. And Oprah talked about, and she was addressing a graduation class. And she said that she had sat down and she was interviewing this woman who had gone from Sunday school teacher to, by all accounts, a prostitute, someone in that realm. I'll just leave it at that. And her producers had brought her all of this stuff. They had filmed her with many men and all this kind of stuff. And Oprah said she was talking to the woman, and she asked her why she was doing it. And she said, oh, because, I want people to see this. I want people to know. And she asked her if she had any children. She said, yes. She said she had a 10-year-old boy. And Oprah told her this will never see the light of day. Like, she knew as soon as she said that, because once your son sees it, he will never get over it. So it's not just about serving in a way that is what's good for me from the client. They want to know, is what I'm doing really good for the world? We live in a climate these days, worldwide, nationwide, and worldwide, where there's a lot of stuff happening that's not really good for us. And, I don't know about you, but sometimes I felt helpless in that scenario. So everything I do, I'm asking, is this the right thing to do? Is it good for me? Is it good for the world for me to do it? And, one of the assumptions or presuppositions of NLP says it's got to be ecologically sound. It's got to be sound for the planet. So there's a responsibility you have to ensure that you're addressing that question for your most ideal clients in what you offer. So is it good for me? Is it good for the world? The other part of that I want to make sure I share is it's all about service. This is a really, really big one. I probably should have mentioned it first, but I saved it for last because I wanted to really give it to you straight. People are looking for a level of service that is world class. All last year, if you're on my mailing list, my hashtag was hashtag world class service. When I rebranded my business and became Business Beyond Limits at the end of 2015, I started using the hashtag and started mentally, I hadn't written it, but I started all of my SEO and everything in the way that I write to say I'm a world-class mentor coach or I'm a world-class business coach. World-class service means that you are always transparent. You are always responsive. It means that you will go the extra mile to support your most ideal clients. World-class service. I always think of it when I'm just out and about running my errands and I run into a store and I meet someone who doesn't understand what that means. Sometimes it's, young people who haven't been taught. Sometimes it's older people, my age, people who have been around a while, who you think should know better. It's a judgment that I use when I say that. But in reality, they've been burned. They've been had a feeling of defeat. They have suffered something that makes them hard or that, makes them bitter, or they come across in a way that their service is lacking. The way that you address that in your business, and it's my personal mantra, it has been, again, since the end of 2015, and I hashtag almost everything with it, mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. If you want to provide better service, mindset is everything. Get some personal development coaching. If you want to raise your fees, mindset is everything. Get some business coaching, some sales coaching. If you want to become better with your family, with your spouse, get some family coaching, some relationship coaching. Mindset is everything. No matter where you're looking, no matter what we're talking about, mindset is everything. When you talk about service, when you talk about what's in it for them, is it good for them? Is it good for the planet? Your most ideal clients totally want you to be able to articulate that. Once again, I want to give you a quick assignment, and that is to sit and look at the what's in it for me responses, so that you can articulate them in a way that really speaks with authenticity. You don't stumble and stammer over what you're going to say. When you have the context of each and every one of these hottest trends, I know you're really going to be set up for some major, major, major goodness over the course of the year. Now, I'm not pitching. I've shared my website, businessbeyondlimits.com. I also want to invite you to become a member of my private Facebook group, where there's a lot of activity that's planned. It's happened in the past, but there's up-leveling going on in this year. It's at beyondlimitslive.com. It's free to join. You can participate. You can learn a lot. You can connect with other people. Beyondlimitslive.com. It's on Facebook. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I want to open it up for questions. If you have questions, thank you guys so much for being here. Let me do a quick recap as I look to see what questions you may have. The hottest trends, number 5, automation and systems. You've got to automate your marketing, and you've got to systematize what you do to get seen, known, and heard in the marketplace. Number 4, you've got to eliminate cookie cutter approaches to and one size fits all strategies to serving your clients. No more cookie cutter, no more one size approach. You've got to actually collaborate, have compassion, build trust, and be authentic as you co-create the right kind of strategies for your most ideal clients. Thank you, Monique. No more pitching is the third one. No more pitching to sell. It's all about designing experiences and outcomes for your most ideal clients. They want to know what you want them to see, hear, feel, know, think, and do as a result of working with you. So it's designing the experience so that they can feel held in that space of working with you. Number 2, marketing, purpose-driven marketing to your most ideal clients. I didn't say this while I was talking about it. I'm always adding something to what I say. But let me say that when I talk about purpose-driven marketing to your most ideal clients, the thing that I see a lot of people do is they talk to people who are not their most ideal clients. So you've got to have ideal client clarity around that. You've got to really recognize the ideal client when you see them. Your most ideal client, after you define all of the specifics of your avatar, everybody's teaching you that, and that's very cool. But your ideal client is the client who is always ready, willing, and able to invest in your services, programs, and products. Always. If somebody says, oh, I need a better deal, they're not your ideal client. If somebody says, oh, I don't have the time, they're not your ideal client. If somebody says, I'm just not sure, and you don't move them into a place of understanding what's holding them back, objections are fears in disguise. There are 5 objections. I'm not going to go into them now, but you've got to recognize that your ideal clients are your ideal clients for a reason. They're meant for you to serve, not the people who fall outside of that realm. Okay. And then the last one, number 1, hottest trend is understanding what's in it for your client and being able to answer and articulate the what's in it for me responses based on, is it good for me is what they're asking. Is it good for the world is another thing they're asking. And will I get the level of service that I'm looking for? Recently, I was talking to a potential client, and I do a lot of conversations. I do a lot of phone calls because I believe in relationships. And the thing that became clear when I was talking with this particular person was they were really, really struggling with, wow, I know I'm going to need some real close-up support. I need some direct coaching. I don't need you to be hands-off. I need you to really almost pull me up to hold me accountable. And I was like, well, you're in the right place. I'm going to pull you up and I'm going to hold you if that's what you need. If you need a little bit of space to grow with accountability built in, I'm that person too. You've got to recognize the ebb and flow of service and up level to whatever your client needs in that scenario. Okay. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I'm known as your income acceleration mentor. I'm looking to see if there are any questions. And people know me as a master business and sales coach at businessbeyondlimits.com. And you can join my private Facebook group here. If you're watching me on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or Twitter, go to beyondlimitslive.com. That's beyondlimitslive.com. The focus of our work is really about talking about and supporting the group. My intention is to support the group in understanding abundance in a new way, around mindset principles so that they can master. There's always encouragement in the group all the time. It's also about helping with marketing and visibility strategies. I share some things there. I do in this year, I'm actually starting to do a weekly challenge question that's designed to help with some of the marketing and visibility challenges you might be experiencing. And then, of course, I'm a sales coach. So we talk about sales activation, sales scripting, sales strategy, and I share tools throughout the course of the week. And you can always go back, beyondlimitslive.com and businessbeyondlimits.com. Let me see if there are other questions or comments Thank you, Monique, for being here and sort of being my assistant and posting my responses, the top 5. Thank you, Kareen, for being here. I appreciate you being here, Becky and Tawana. I see you guys. Hello, Carol Ann. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you jumping in, Tish. And I'm just looking back. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey, again, known as your income acceleration mentor. I'm a master business and sales coach. Thanks. Master business and sales coach at businessbeyondlimits.com. I look forward to serving you throughout the year. This was just a great way to kick off the year, and I hope I've supported you and served you well. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful 2018, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.